Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the Bottle on Liberia. Today is the 18th of December, coming to you another special edition. Tonight with me is my colleague Paul, the Law Children Play based in London. We're going to be bringing you some breaking news from Liberia as well as some other information. But in the meantime, I want to introduce you to our own national anthem, the Tackling J. From there, we'll give you all the rundowns from our menu tonight. Paul, before I bring in our musical interlude, what do you get on the menu tonight?
Well, good evening, Jima, and good evening to our viewers. What's on the menu tonight? We'll be looking at the situation in Liberia on Capitol Hill, and we'll also look at other international events that are happening, but mainly our focus will be in Liberia because what has happened today in Liberia is quite concerning. The issue in Liberia is scary, and we'll look at what the president have said on this issue, and we will do our own analysis, and we'll look at from our health and safety aspect of it too, and we'll also make comparison with other buildings, governmental buildings that have got burned too. What are the measures that have been put in place? So we'll look at it from all angles, and we'll look at the fire service as well. So the main focus will be Liberia, and we'll ask our viewer to kindly share the show because tonight is Mama Liberia that is concerning everyone.
Right. If you just joined me, wherever you join me, so welcome to the Borough Liberia. Jamal Kamariswani live from the city of Manchester. Tonight, stay away. You want to take a musical break? Come back, share the show. We will tell you what's going on right now in Liberia and also other news that come in making news in Liberia. Tonight, take care. We want to bring our guy to Tackling J again to introduce our national anthem.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta whip us more, yeah? Okay, let's go. People who are so, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that left us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us. They lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the for us. With the promises that let us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we vote you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and little on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Once again, welcome to the Bottom Liberia. Jamal Kamari Smani. Want to say a big thank you for joining wherever you're joining us from. Thank you very much. And tonight is a special edition we bring in tonight. Today is the 18th of December 2024. You may be aware that something is breaking out in Liberia right now. News is breaking out. A lot of information is going on. We'll be giving you some unconfirmed report as well. We can independently confirm the report. The other information will be also telling you. And also, we want to join us. In case you guys we want to join to make this interactive, and we also want you to interact with us on the channel. If you have any news breaking, bring it in. We'll share with our audience. Once again, this is Mama Liberia is concerning us to a special edition, 18th of December 2024. Join me tonight to take into Liberia is my own good friend Paul, the Lord Church based in London. Paul. Before we go to Liberia, we got a story to share. We want to be telling you something about sports. Tonight we want to bring a special segment to this program. Tonight's segment we'll talk about a little bit about sport, what our African players are doing around the world. So tonight we'll be looking at a special player tonight who is like the most expensive, the higher paid players in African related. African origin or with African origin player in Europe. We have something to give you. Paul will be taking us through. But before that, Paul, tell us what's happening on the international scene. Tonight, we'll be looking at what's happening in Africa. We got to Liberia. Paul, what do you got for an international desk?
Well, first of all, I want to recognize a few people as for Jamal. Good evening to our viewers that are following us too. This is a special edition of the Bottom Line. What brought us on tonight is Mama Liberia to start with. The fire that took place this morning, something that is training. We're all concerned about the country, the way we should. When yesterday there were protests. So on the international scene, we're not going to go to Europe or the Middle East. West Africa, ECOWAS, have now weighed in the situation in Liberia, and this is what it has been reported about. ECOWAS is now calling the situation that the government should handle it with calm, and they should investigate. They shouldn't just rush into any decision without investigation. So this is being reported in the front page Africa. This one here, ECOWAS urge restraint. This is alarming because and we'll also look at what the president said today. That based on his speech, this is where ECOWAS came up with this statement. Yes. That is rating that the finger pointing now without investigation. So ECOWAS is big concern. So they call it unconstrained in Liberia. This is a situation that is alarming. So that's what on the West African scene. But in all of them, we dive we'll look at what has happened in Liberia. We'll compare the incident with other the executive mansion got burned once upon a time. We'll look at all of our key important people in Liberia. Homes got burned, and then there's fire.
Right. Okay.
We'll look at the health and safety as well, and we'll also be.
That's okay. Will you get that? Listen, I know people are waiting right now to tell what's going on in Liberia right now. We all are concerned, more especially those those in the diaspora. We all checking the news, the Facebook, whatever is happening. You know what's really unfolding in the country. You know, when something break, like we had 40 years of civil war. When these things come out, we all got to our Facebook. There's no source of information. We got to these are Liberian journalists that are trying their best to give us what is actually unfolding on the ground. We really want to be a big credit to them. They are doing their best to get everything possible to break to us what is happening on the ground. I want to say a big salute to all the journalists that are doing their best. Whether you're a journalist, you're a talk show host, actually giving us news from Liberia, and also some independent information is coming out from Liberia right now, Paul. We need to say, we want to salute them for their job so far, Paul, because we don't have, a well-structured media institution like Liberia. Yeah, go on.
One of our viewers said something here. No time to waste on sport tonight. So
no. We got to sport. We're a little bit of a sport. Look, something. Let's give you a little bit. What's that? The ice on the cake, Paul. We want you to know that who is the highest paid player per week with African origin. People want to know, or having technical problem with. I think somebody's got. Paul, I think your system is frozen right now, so we keep losing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on, Paul. Very good.
Ask our viewer to kindly share the show. This is important because what has happened in Liberia, we're going to look at it from all dimensions, all aspects of it, and we want this program to be very interactive. We're asking our viewer to share the show, and also want their input by calling in and
that's very good. Yeah, that's right, Paul. We also understand there was information coming out of Grand Bassa. I think Buchanan is a fire outbreak right now in Buchanan. I think we also want to say Jeanette's son is Jeanette's son is also watching from Bassa. I don't know where from Buchanan, whether we're watching from Bassa, Grand Bassa County. I don't know exactly where in Grand Bassa coming from. So if you have any information, Jeanette's son, you can drop it for us so they can share with our staff. Our audience right here. Paul, listen, let's not waste too much time on this. Let's go straight. We'll go back to that. We've got a lot of stuff to discuss tonight about what's happening in Liberia. And Paul, tell me, I think some people we're all sitting down now, jittering to know what's happening in Liberia. We all got different angles of stories coming from different angle from Facebook, from the Liberia news. Paul, before it's a little bit of this. Those days when we used to be in Liberia, when something break, we used to have like the ERBC, the action news to be there to give out the actual story what's going on, interview those are concerned. But what is happening right now with this age of technology, you got everybody have the telephone. I mean, giving all kind of story, and I don't know the structure. I don't know why is it. I didn't see much from our own media, the government run own news. I mean, media institution that is ERBC. Probably they went there later on, but Spoon was there. Many other institutions were there as well. I mean, media institution to give out what's happening. I think Spoon is really on the spot. Many other institutions. I'm not a big fan of Spoon, but I think we must give them the credit, Paul.
Well, that's true. Well, I mean, so far they have done what the ERBS should be doing. Mm-hmm. They're doing it, so we'll give them the credit, no doubt about it. They got invested a lot over there. So until we can get that institution back, I think they feel in that vacuum of ERBS because ERBS seems to be dormant at the moment. Mm-hmm. You only hear Fagon having a live podcast. That's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, so we'll give them the credit, and all the media institutions too, the front page, and all like that doing the same thing. OKFM, all these people are doing the same thing. So let's give them credit until we can have that ERBS back, that we can sit down in our living rooms in any part of the world and relax and see what is going on. But it is where it is. ERBS for some reason maybe after 2029, when the Chinese have spent their money, we'll have ERBS.
Oh well, okay then, Paul. Let's take you to a little bit of sport highlight. We want to look at this segment. Like we want to be looking at our African players tonight. Well, the highest paid African player per week abroad. soccer, for instance. Probably next week we'll tell you on different angle. But Paul, tell me, who is this person and how much he's getting per week?
So while we're getting into, we just kidding time yet to have you guys sharing the show. Please share the show. Jamal, you frozen again?
No, I'm not frozen. I'm talking.
Okay.
I just spoke to you.
Yeah.
I told you. Go on straight, Paul. Tell me. Let's go straight to the news. I think we've been keeping our staff.
You said you're displaying something. We're not seeing it.
No, I said to you, we want you to tell us who is the most expensive, higher paid player per week abroad, African player.
The highest most paid player per week abroad. This is a guy that was born in France, and a young man also have how they call it, Algeria link. He is Marius. He played for Leicester. He played in France. He played for City. And this guy now, that's the guy. This guy is making some sort of big money. He's not a high. I think he's making some money, my man. I wish I was still playing football, because this guy is earning up to 865,000 pounds a week, not dollars, pounds. That's the guy is intake. That's what he earns a week.
So he takes home 865,000 per week.
Per week. And this guy, look, this guy is blessed. He's not playing for a Saudi Arabia club. And this is the man signed a contract since 2023 to 2027. Imagine that amount he's making every week. 865,000 pounds.
So, Paul, talking about him, I think, tell me just a little bit, who is he? Where did he start playing from? Where was he born? And we'll go straight to where did he start his football career from?
So this man, he was born in France, and he started playing football in France. He played for a few teams in France before he moved to England, and then started playing for Leicester City. Leicester City was one of those teams that were always struggling for relegation, but Leicester did something that was wonderful in the UK. They came from nowhere. They came from two tier of the division, and they came and won the English Premiership. And he was one of those on that team. So that's where he broke through. From there, he moved to City. When City, the Arabs came in and bought City, he won 4 trophies with City before moving to Saudi Arabia. So he's been around. He's now playing for his country, Algeria. So yes, he's been around. He was known in Africa. He's very talented.
All right, you have not played for the French national team. Born in France, but playing in Algeria national team.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the who's next to him in terms of earning a lot in African-related player?
Yeah, there's another young man who comes from West Africa, next door to us, Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane, you mean?
Yes. This young man,
okay.
He played for Liverpool. He did play. He played for 2 clubs in England. He played for Southampton. He played for Liverpool before moving to Saudi Arabia. He also earning 600. Look, this guy making money, 650,000 pounds a week.
Wow. That's what Sadio takes home every weekend.
That's why he takes home every week. And he signed a contract with a Saudi club called Al Nassr from 2023 up to June 2030. This guy is earning 600,000 pounds a week. Jamal, the boys are playing with money.
Okay. Ali, a little bit of, sometimes people think like we talk politics, sometimes we want to give other side, want to look at what's happening. Africans are doing abroad in terms of sport. We'll be looking at other areas. We'll be looking at business as well. We'll be looking at healthcare. We'll be looking at other areas. So tonight, we'll just a little bit of, we'll call your eyes on the cake. We'll be looking at what some African with African origin are doing well in football and making a lot of money. And Paul, just the third person, so we can go into our story tonight. Who come third on this list?
Wow, that's another guy. There's another young man they call Koulibaly. This Koulibaly guy, he's an interesting player. He played for Manchester City, yeah. And then in 2023, he signed a 3-year contract with us, another club in Saudi Arabia. And he's now earning 576,000 pounds a week. My brother.
Wait. So all those guys are earning a lot of money. They are based in Saudi Arabia. Nobody in
Saudi
Europe.
Arabia.
Europeans are not paying much money to those football players. So that's why
No.
you've been attracted to Saudi Arabia.
Saudi
But
Arabia.
See why this guy Ronaldo went to Saudi Arabia after leaving Man United. That's where the money is anyway. So yeah, so this guy is just called Kalidou Koulibaly. Is he from what country? Is he from Senegal as well?
This guy too, I think he's what is from?
Yeah, I think he's from Senegal.
He's from Senegal. He's a Senegalese. Yeah, my man.
He's a Senegalese. Okay, and also he played. I think he's a defender as well. Paul.
Yes, Jamal, he is, and this guy is making money too. So the thing with it, they just next door to Liberia, and if we could have a Liberia in Saudi Arabia making money, they will all be pleased too. But it is where it is. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, share the show. Thank you very much, Paul. Just telling a little bit of what's happening with the African players in abroad. We have 3 players, one from Algeria, 2 from Senegal. We're turning a lot of money every week. They take home over $500,000 every weekend home. Congratulations, guys. We want other African players to be doing well. Probably next week we'll be looking at other areas, other business, sports. Healthcare, science, whatever it is. We'll be looking at what's happening abroad, what we do in the diaspora. But then we'll take a break and come back and go into the main story tonight. We'll be going to Liberia. What is happening in Liberia? We know our House of Legislation has been a very place. It's a tension-packed area. Over the weeks we've been talking about it here over and over. We've been talking now. It has come to gutted with fire. So we want to know what's happening, and we'll be telling you what's happening, and also be running you some video clips and tell you some stories and what's led to this story. Probably we don't have any information, but until then, stay with us, share the show. We'll take a break and we'll come right back.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us. This is Liberia, unbreakable culture, unbreakable heritage. People are very strong. We have the spirit to move on. I don't care what happened, Liberia stay move on. That's the country we believe in. That's the country we belong. So tonight, special edition from this Bottom Line Liberia, live from mainland Europe. Tonight, we're discussing Liberia. Paul is my co-host tonight, based in London. Paul, the Lord Church of Paul. Now, the main story tonight is Liberia. We understand, I think if you're just joining or you're tuning in right now, this morning we wake up with the sad news that the House of Legislature was on fire. But what is the story? What do you know?
Oh, Jamal, the thing is, I was at work when I received this text message that was sent to me. I just saw the thing on Blaze. I'm wondering what have gone wrong again in Liberia. So everybody got all this money were concerned. How did they start? What were the cause? What in place? What brought the fire about? It's just a shocking news to everyone. Yesterday there was protest, and then today is fire. So it just took everyone by surprise. So we don't know. So what's going on, man? I just got a text message this morning that woke me up from bed. Said Liberia is on blaze. I said, what do you mean by Liberia on blaze? Where the legislature are is the seat of everyone in Liberia, the first branch of government. So Liberia were on blaze this morning.
Right. Okay. So Paul, so far this I think we have all stories. So a lot of videos been popping in or been filtering in regard to what is actually happening in Liberia right now in terms of who's been. Before we go to the videos and the papers, other news stories coming up, what's the latest information about any arrest so far, Paul?
Well, the thing is, I know the police have put all statement, and there's a person of interest, the district number 9 representative. I think he did make a post and this is the guy that the police they want him for questioning, but we don't know why the police want him for questioning, because he made a post sometime back in July. So I don't know whether the police now done their investigation, but he's somebody of interest in the police IG order his arrest, and they even put the $5,000 down if anyone can help the police with information regarding to the fire. That's the reward the person will get. So that's so far we don't know whether he has been arrested or he turned himself in at the police station, but he's somebody that how they call it, he's wanted. He has interest in this case.
Right, Paul. Let's go back to whether the information ministry or the police have made any press statements so far. Before coming to on the show, we didn't have any information whether there were any press release or press statement from the Ministry of Information or from the Office of the IG, which is the Inspector General of Police. But as far as we are concerned, there was a bounty of $5,000 being put on any information relating to the arson at the House of Legislature, the Capitol building, the seat of the House of Representatives and Senate. There was a $5,000 bounty reward just for any information relating to somebody getting involved or somebody involved into connected with the fire at the building. I mean, at the Capitol building. But Paul, I want you to, a couple of videos been popping in here we have here tonight. I want you to show it, and we also want to ask those who join us right now, wherever you join us, if you have a chance to call in, we'll put the number out. Let us know if you want to call and make a question or make a comment. This is quite interesting because for the couple of weeks, like this House of Legislature have been having Liberian hostage in terms of speaker getting impeached, and from there it came to this level. But what may have led to, they want to look at the down details. What could have happened? We want to also get your side of the story, Paul. But what do you know right now in terms of video that have been coming up from the house since they got on fire this morning around about 6? I don't know what time was that. We all got the news around about 7 this morning from this end, and I think we had UK were at the same time with Liberia. But what the video do you have, or what other information you have? Because we know that the young man on the screen you see right now is a lawmaker from District Number 9. I think it's Frank Foko, right? He's the ones Francois Foko. I think he made a video in July this year that if the house is not serious, they will burn the building down. So this is the reason, could be the statement he made. This police are inviting for more information to help them with their investigation. This is what. So the armed police surrounded the lawmaker residence fighting police invitation over Capitol building fire incident. He made a statement somewhere around July this year. I mean, there's a post circulating all over on the social media that if they're not serious, I'm not going to quote him, but because I think he said that the lawmakers who were brought in there to make this whole idea. If they're not serious, they will burn this place down. And that statement, because of that statement, he's being invited by the Inspector General of Police for more information to help them with their investigation. Paul, what do you have to share with them in terms of video clip coming up from that from the incident this morning?
Well, the thing is, what do I have? We'll have a video here that will last about a good 5 minutes. Right. And what this video does is actually put pieces together. I think you can roll it from your end, Jamal, if you don't mind. It put pieces together of what have started, what led to this. Because yesterday there were protests, and then today is fire. Before the protest, there were a few things. So, and police have already surrounded. So you want to roll that one from your end?
I see what I have.
Yeah.
No, I think.
Is this the one here? Oh, that's okay. Let me roll it. Hold on. I see this video is about 5 minutes. To our audience, we'll play it a little bit. We'll take a break on it. We talk and then continue because it's quite interesting. This from Morovia. Where is this video? Let me get into it now.
This is the police. I'm off the police.
To the viewers, This clip you seen is from yesterday. We put pieces of video together to give our viewer the clear understanding before we get into the analysis of what we think about this fire. So just to let you know, and we also want your comments on after watching this video, what you think, what your thoughts, share with us. We'll display our number so you can call as well. I'm rolling.
So what you just saying
So
right now?
this is South.
Yeah, go on. This is the house of what?
This is Safuko resident, right? The police around his resident because he's wanted as one of the suspects. We don't know what the statement he made. So the police now around his resident. You want to say something?
Just a little bit. Yeah, just like roll the video. I think that's not
okay.
Play rolling. I think what we're going to tell you what is happening, we're going to do a voiceover. The armed police went to the house of the representative this morning or this afternoon to ask him to have him to the police station. So to answer questions regarding to the video he released or the statement he made in July this year regarding burning the building if nothing happens, if the lawmakers are not serious. So he was visited this morning. According to the story, he was not seen, he was not around, but there was armed policemen. A good number of them were armed to the teeth. Where the resident of say Francois Fopo, the district number 9 representative, house was being rammed, well sieged, being all around to make sure he's invited to the police station. This invitation came from the IG, which is the Inspector General of the Police. I think so far this is the only person who's being called for information to help the police with the investigation. So Paul, this is the story. So far, we have not had any arrest so far, but as far as we are concerned, Francois Fopo is now being invited to the police station to help with the police for investigation. He's not suspect yet, but he's being invited to help the police with more information. That's what we are aware of. As far as we're concerned, before coming on the show, we did not get any information whether the IG, which is the Inspector General, has made any press statement as well as the Minister of Information. So we're waiting to see what so far, what could be some reasons, or whether they have made some arrests so far. We've not had any information so far, but anything we'll let you know while we are on the show, Paul. Yeah. So you're just seeing it now. If you just join us, this is live coming to you from we are the Bottom Liberia. What you're seeing on the screen is armed police from Liberia National Police visiting the home of District Number 9, Mr. Safuko or Frank Safuko. House has been visited by the police to make sure he goes to the police headquarters. He'll be invited to help the police with investigation relating to the fire outbreak at the Capitol building. This has to do with a statement he made somewhere around in July this year concerning about lawmakers are not serious. Because they're not serious, they will burn this building. I think because of that statement, he's been invited by the police. But police went to his house this afternoon and he was not seen. I think they made a couple of attempts, went to his house, went in there, peeked through the window, they made a way in. According to our sources, we cannot confirm this. He was not seen. He was not, probably, but that's happened a couple of hours ago. So I don't know. We don't know what's happening right now. But this is the earliest a couple of hours video. You may have seen this video before. So we're just telling you. We decided to mute this sound so we would tell you what exactly is happening. Police are making sure that covering every ground that the lawmaker, the representative, Honorable Fopo, is being picked up. You can see well-armed police around his apartment. His building is in District Number 9, Montreal County. So I think they were not succeeded. They didn't see him. They did not succeed. I mean, they did not see him. So definitely they have to go back. Probably they made a second visit. As far as we are concerned, you can see the police are taking off. They're going back, leaving the premises of the honorable lawmaker. We don't see you don't see his person right now, so he was not found. So they left the premises without the lawmaker. So he's still being looked after or looked for, and he's being looked around, and everywhere, every ground being covered in that district to make sure the honorable lawmaker is being invited to the police headquarters to help the police with the investigation. That's our information from our sources in Liberia. So if you just join us, this is the Bottom Line Liberia coming to you live from Europe. And we just gave you a little bit of what's going on in Liberia right now. The House of Legislature, which is the Capitol building, got hit with fire this morning. So we all wake up with the sad news that the building was on fire. And we just ran a short video where you see you were seeing the videos of the houses got it all with, we don't know what's the reason, the cause of this fire. People are just I don't know what to say. People are giving all kind of information, but we would not give you any information we don't know about. So we would not tell you
Jamal, why are you doing a voice over?
Mm-hmm. Go on, Paul.
What, Jamal, why would doing a voice over? Something caught my attention looking at the police. Right. This guy is a senior person, he represents a district. If he need for questioning, just call him, invite him to the police station. Why make this seem like he's already guilty?
Yeah, but what I understand that he been called. Yeah, what I understand, he was called to come over.
In the people, I mean, so that.
No, Paul, listen. I mean, he was. He was invited. He was invited. I want to show him. He did not show up, so definitely they have to go and look for him. That's what I understand, that he was invited by the police to come to the police headquarters to help the police with the investigation. They did not show up. So they took their time to go and get him, to bring to the police headquarters to make sure he helped them with the investigation. He's not a suspect, but he's going to help police with investigation. That's why we were told about our sources from Liberia, Paul. Anyway, so if you just join on once again, this is the Bottom Line Liberia coming to you live from here.
It's
good. Yeah, go on.
Right. So we can take it down now.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, what I'm saying to our viewers, you just saw the video. The point I'm making here, Jamal, he's not ordinary person. He's a lawmaker. You invite him, he refused to come. You send, we get it. You get CIA, you get police officer, 1 or 2, 3 person of them can go to this guy house. Say, look, you wanted at the police station, but you make the same the way they carry all of these arms. Like, that's what. Look, I mean, I just look at from or 7 last. Yeah, this is the point I'm making. They could have done it. Oh, he been wanted, but the way they carry the same with all of these armed police, that this guy, he's committed a crime. You wouldn't invite him to explain the statement he made. He haven't found guilty yet. So why make the scene look like that? And that sometimes we overreact in Liberia. That's how I'm saying. So people not in the neighborhood, maybe he's the one that put the place on blaze. See, you getting where I'm coming from.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be careful what statement you make. Sometimes, Paul, I understand you're coming from, but sometimes you got to be careful with the utterances we make. We could take responsibility sometimes for these statements. And it may not be him, but what happened today, he's a principal suspect in the eyes of the police for investigation, because the statement he made, that was a couple of months back. That was in July. Definitely the police were inviting him for questioning. So he definitely will be invited by police. But anyway, Paul, what did the president say after this fire at the mansion today? I mean, at the Capitol building?
Yeah, so let's go straight into the president statement. And to our viewer, we really want your comment on the economy share this. This is what our president had to say. Please listen carefully.
We just want to say here, we're here to console them. There's despicable, unpatriotic act that taking place here. There's a lot of wanton destruction that is going on in this country. Beginning with this, we're not going to tolerate this anymore in this country. We are a poor country, people are trying to help us, and other people are bent on destroying this country. You have problem, we have the rule of law, we have every way in this place to be able to listen to you. But we're not going to accept this. And we're asking the Minister of Justice, all of the security apparatus, including our friends, to investigate this letter. People who are culprit, who will deal with them, and will set the tune for all other people When they get angry, they burn down the police, they destroy this. We're not going to allow this. So we just want to say, to console the members of the first family in this government, that we're in sympathy with them, but this destruction will have to stop. And we're not going to allow this to happen in this country. But people who have problems, we have the way to remedy all the issues in this country. So that's all I have to tell you. I'm happy that you are here. You will look at yourself, but we're not going to settle for this. This is not a place for hooligans. This is a place for responsible people who are here to serve the Liberian people. This country is poor, and I don't care.
Oh yes, that was the exciting part. You just heard the president talking about this place is not a place for hooligans. It's a place for responsible people. So hooligans, they take laws into their hands and go and destroy properties, attack people without no proper justification. So Paul, now let's go to this. I mean, let's look at it from the perspective of what would have led. I mean, this is a state building. There's three branches of government: the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive. Each and every one there has the building. The executive mansion is the house of the president, seat of the president, which is the head of the executive. Then the legislature is the capital building. Judiciary, which is the Supreme Court, is the temple of justice. Now, this shows a level of insecurity for our people. So why the government is not taking serious? In I think what year was that? Let's go back to history. When Ely came to power, after the renovation of the executive mansion, there was a power. It got to be fired. Do you remember that? You still please roll that image, Paul.
Yeah, I remember that incident, and after that fire, Eddie never went back to the executive mansion. So, but before we make that comparison, Jamal, the president, let's listen to what he said. This place is not for hooligans, and this place is for serious-minded people. So, what the president is trying to tell us?
Man, it's simple. It's straightforward, Paul.
Yeah,
we don't want. This is straightforward. The president is saying it's not for irresponsible people. We want serious people to run the house. Simple as that.
So my question to you here now, because from all my thinking, if you make a statement like that, that means it was the hooligans that started the fire. Now, it's just my thought. It's just a question to you.
Yeah, this is it. No, but Paul, what he's saying, I think I'm not the spokesperson for the president, but what he says here, if you have a case, make your case through the proper channel. There's no need to attack that building being there for ages. Paul, that building, that's a history, man. You cannot, whatever your angle is, there's no reason you should burn that building down. So he's right.
That's the point I'm making. Have they found out now from him somebody burned that building? Because this fire.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, that says that you have to.
Is that a conclusion? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to make sense of this. Okay.
The president may think that we may have somebody. He's the president. He has been briefed already. Security have briefed him about what's happening. Some suspect. You and I won't know what he's been told. Whatever happened in the country, the president is being briefed. First-hand information goes to the president. So he's aware he has some information so far. You must say, don't know. So he knows what he's saying. So if he says it's not a place for hooligans, apart from the burning of the building, there was demonstration yesterday at that place, which attracted a lot of people. That's another sign you got to know. So it also, the next day, the building got to fire. It was a fire. The building got burned down with fire. So it has some kind of connection. That's what he think. And also, he must be having some information as the president.
So the reason why I asked that question, Jamal, I'm going to bring you back to a story. In Liberia, we get away, we do things, and then later we regret it. I remember the case of those two editors that were killed, and their bodies were found in a car. The moment that happened, police, there was no investigation. President Weah came up with some statement. Remember that these people, they were doing man and woman business, and the few of the car killed them. And later on, that case was. So what am I saying? Because the incident have been reported. They have not found anyone. They still investigating. He's the president, but sometimes these people may rush statement, and then later on it go, because why am I saying this? It had just been reported. Yeah.
Paul,
Listen now. Listen. The reason why I'm saying that it had just been reported. The story is there.
Yeah, Paul, I understand that. What I want to interrupt you.
I'm asking, they say from his statement now, they already know, because this is the paper just came out, said they have not found this. It's under investigation before you get to that point. And the president said he was going to speak to the nation by 5 o'clock. So he only visited at that short period of time. So we've been told now from him that it could be the hooligans that went. That's why I'm trying to. It's just going through my head. You may have a different view on it.
No, it's not different view. I mean, what I'm trying to tell you in the leadership, or the leader, when the president always had the first-hand information. I don't know what, but like the just security, the police, the paramilitary, the military themselves, whatever they have to do with paramilitary, the security apparatus, always inform the president about the state of the state of the security of the country. So what happened? He has the first-hand information. Whatever he said here, he has some information on hand. Probably we may not be equipped to know what is the cause of the fire, but he has some details already. Now it may be disjointed, but he has some details you and I don't know. So I want to let you know, whatever he said is the president. We will follow that story. Is this not a place of hooligans? Is a place for responsible people? We'll take that as a word and see what happiness. This will be investigated. That's the seat of the House, the Senate and Representatives. So we need to know what's happening, and we will follow this, and we are following the story of the impasse, the impeachment of the speakers, and what happened later to this. He has been from one incident to another, Paul. So that definitely tells you something is not right. But then what happened on the day, 2-3 days before, there was a smoke in the building, and we believe it was told that it was a break.
A week ago, yes.
Yeah, but Paul, let's go back to tell me if something is not right. This is the seat of the House of Legislature. This is the House of Legislature. Will they tell me how would the house get fired? I think Yaka Kolba came out saying that the police said that they were protecting this building. They are responsible to protect the building. And what happened? Well, somebody got in there and burned this building, police presence, or is it an electrical problem that may have been the cause of this was getting on fire?
And that's that is the question. That is the question. And that's what from his statement, you said already, the president have all information to his desk. Security matter, that's right. But then the thing is, a week ago, there was smoke in the left wing of that building. Fire service went there to say it was some sort of electrical thing. They put the smoke off. What happened in the left? And that building, since the removal of the speaker, that building been told there have been security over there protecting that particular building. And yesterday, you have more police presence than ever before because of what happened yesterday. So, if a fire, I mean, I'm trying to link what you just said. Yeah, I'm trying to link what you just said. It could be if the security up there in the place is fortified. There's someone bypass the police with them being asleep to put fire in the building. That's another question. Or is it because we know in Liberia the electricity is not stable, it can go and come. When LEC comes, sometimes you leave things on, it will blow your fridge or your television off. It could be. We don't know. So I'm just asking. And the question for what people are saying is it electric or something, or it's just happening because things happen in life. Yesterday was protest, something might happen in that building, fire. And then we could say, oh, it could come from the protesters. Somebody may say, oh, people got injured yesterday. Maybe one of them got angry and did this. Then we want to somebody who made a statement in July. Oh, maybe it's what he meant in July, so we want him for questioning. So everybody is a bit confused.
Yeah, okay. Paul, thank you very much. I know, we're waiting to see. We're on this show right now. In case we're waiting to see if any press release so far from the Ministry of Information. Cultural Affairs and Tourism, also from the IG office, will be bringing it to you as well. We're also trying to follow with our contact back in the country in Liberia to see what's the news look like, what has been, released to the public in terms of regarding this fire outbreak in the House of in the House of Legislature. But Paul, let's go take back you to the safe health and safety of the government facilities in Liberia. July 26th, the fourth floor of the executive mansion, before Ellen took office, that was July 26th, before she took over, there was a fire on the executive building, the executive mansion. That was, what year was that? I think, I know it was sometimes before Ellen first turned, but she came here after the building was renovated. The fire, this is something that I want to talk about. I want you to tell me, why will this happen where our government facility, the seat of the president, caught in fire? Not only that, we also see that the speaker Kofa, that is also being battle speaker right now, also was got with fire. We got Sir Joseph as well. I know Maserati County Senator House got it with fire. The United Party chairperson, that's Luko Tape, also got a fire. So this is a story. What is going on with our level of health and safety, Paul, in terms of these surveillance fire protection facilities or equipment? What are we doing? Look what happened in when I will show you the building. What happened to the executive marshal in what's the executive marshal?
No.
What this is? What was that again? Now, but so. Paul, this is a story. What could have happened here? And we understand that at the time, Maurice Duclé was the presidential affairs minister. He took responsibility that year. I think he resigned because I think after the lyrical problem, after the building was renovated, the president came in. He had visitors from African president came to her to celebrate July 26th that year, and they were to the building. They went to dedicate the building. When they put the light on, the whole thing just fire came up and they finished that place. So there was if you're looking, just join us. This is the executive mansion. It was sometimes after renovations when I think they switch on the electricity or electric or something in the building, just pop up, and this is what happened. So from there, you should have a sense of how do we secure our government facilities as well as our homes. Government sits in places like the Temple of Justice as well as the Capitol building and the executive mansion. But Ellie did not go back to the building again. She went back to using over 2 terms, the first and the second term, she was using the foreign ministry building as the seat of the president until she left. But what is your knowledge of this when it happened, when Ellen, why she couldn't go back after, even the building was renovated, she didn't go back there anymore?
I think Ellen had her own fear for this building because it was electrical issue that led to the fire on this building. And based on that, there were a lot of money pumped into the building for renovation. But what I want to take you to something you mentioned, health and safety. And I know Tono buildings, the 3 buildings he just mentioned, I know in his grave today, he might be telling say, what the hell is going on the country that left behind, invested heavily in those buildings. In the modern world that we live in today, it's something that they need to take into consideration. I don't know if they have done it, but you see, fire alarm is quite important. CCTV is quite important. And the Capitol building, the executive mansion, and the Temple of Justice, in my opinion, they should have their own fires people station, special people that just specialize in fire. And in this modern technology that we have, like this building, if you have fire alarm, it's actually linked with the security sector, especially for the fire brigade. So how come in the 21st century that a fire will spark like that and burn? Because we're talking about health and safety here. That will include us coming to the fire brigade as well, because they should be in the right state to do the best of this building. In my house here, I have fire alarm downstairs and upstairs. So when I'm in my bedroom, even when smoke come up, it will alarm me there's fire. So this building, you cannot have people build millions of dollars of building. You talk about the speaker and all of those people that house got burned. They were called on the phone calling their friends to call fire service. Do they not have all of these things in Liberia? How much for a fire alarm? This thing you can just pick up for maybe $5 or 20 pounds or 10 pounds. These are things that is supposed to take into consideration. I'm being honest here.
Yeah, if you just thank you, Paul. That's very good. If you just join you, we want your input on this. What happened? What do you think may have been the cause? What we want to tell you also, Paul, then when this happened in July 2026, when the executive mansion got caught, was fire on the building of the executive mansion, there was the government of Liberia invited 3 groups. I think this at the time was Johnny McCain was the Minister of Information at the time, and on the VOA he said there was a report that group went to Johannesburg. What they did, they took a sample from the arches from the mansion, the executive mansion to South Africa, to Johannesburg, to investigate the cause of this fire. You know what was not? It was what was root I was asking. That was nobody deliberately put fire into the building. So 3 neutral bodies were involved into the. I guess something like the one from the United Nations in Sierra Leone mission, who joined Liberian and American group also involved. The found done was done in South Africa. So we want independent body investigation into this. Not like somebody just like the president just told us right now. This is not a place for hooligans. So if he has any information that we don't know, we need to know. Probably during the press release, they will tell us what happened, to what is maybe the cause. But we will not jump to conclusion right here. We don't have any information. But what we are calling on this show is that we want neutral body to get involved in the investigation. Like what happened to the executive mansions. 3 neutral bodies were involved in investigating the fire attack at the executive mansion. I mean, the fire in the executive mansion on July 26th, when the president Ellen has invited some dignitaries from president to come and celebrate July 26th before. When they went to just turn on the light, it was just a fire just pop out, and they have to leave immediately. They were hustled out to a different place to make sure they celebrate that day. And from that day, the president used the foreign ministry building as a place of office until she left after 2 terms. So only President George Weah used the building. So we are calling the president. If you are the vice president at the time, Mr. Barkai. So what you need to do, we want independent body, Paul. I think, what do you think, Paul? Independent body, like what they did for the executive mansion, to investigate this instead of hunting down people like Sir Foucault talking about he made a statement. If he can be called in to help with investigation, that's all right. But you can't carry armed men hunting this guy down. I mean, a statement could, like he made a statement, of course. Statement may sound reckless, but he's also, you have the right as a security officer or a bunch of, the security apparatus to invite him for more information. So we want it to be done like what happened to the executive mansion when it got on fire. There were 3 independent neutral bodies that did the investigation, and they went to South Africa. They took the specimen from the building from the executive mansion to South Johannesburg. It was all investigated, all examined, and they found out that it was not deliberate. It was no arson. Nobody put fire in our building. So at the time, one victim was, I think, Maurice Dukley, who was the minister of, presidential affairs minister. He was forced to resign because I think there was no proper. I think the reason was he resigned because he should have been tried properly before the president bring people in to guests were there, and when they put the light on, the whole thing got fired. So it was a bit embarrassing for the president. But you were talking about health and safety, and our legislators are worried about money in their pocket. They're not worried about their own health and safety. If this building, so probably would know in this age, we should be having something like a CCTV, a surveillance camera. I mean, that would be there to monitor. That building should be covered with security apparatus or devices that will pick up any attempt on those buildings. But why would they do that? Do you think they won't tell us about now? Don't have any information. That buildings don't have any security device that will tell us what happened. You don't think so, Paul?
I doubt it. You see, I doubt it, because if they have security CCTV at that place, but now there will be footage of if it was arsenal attack or somebody physically enter and did it, because that's what it, and then you will make reckless statement. No, what concerning me, Jamal, I want to take you back to the president. The president, he been in government, he been politician for over 45 years. Usually, even if you have security matter at your desk and the police say we still investigating, you will refer that statement as, when we find, I'm just phrasing my own the way I would have said it if I was in his shoe. If we conclude our investigation, if anyone implicated, that person will be dealt with severely. But if it's already preempt, that means they already know that that's what I'm saying. And then they're saying they honor investigate. Then the police put out a statement, will get $5,000 if anyone help with the investigation. So that is the conflicting thing I'm talking about. Politicians have a way of saying things. When we've gone through investigation, if anyone is implicated, that person will be dealt with severely. So that's the point I'm making. In regards to the CCTV, the people don't have CCTV. And the legislatures over there, they only care about their 30,000 going in their pocket every month. They just don't care about health and safety over there. That's one fact. How long? Today, I just want to, before I come back to there another incident in Grand Bassa County. On Tonmont Street, houses burning. Fire brigade went there without, they had little water in their tank. They could not put the fire off. They have to go back. And then guess what? Instead of meter, have to send fire truck. So these are, if these people focusing on having 35,000 in their pocket, the money they use to buy 45,000, why they cannot buy fire trucks to help with situation that happening day in, day out? Now, Capitol building, when fire starts, it won't start like that, boom. It starts slowly and then it moves on heavily. From Ashmore Street to the Capitol building, if you're driving fast, it takes you less than 5 minutes, you'll be at that place and we'll have the fire service right on Ashmore Street. How come this went to this extent? That's my question. That's my fear of the country. Why the money not being used for these people?
Yeah, the embarrassing part is like the Senate pro temp Honorable Yombly Kanga Lawrence, even thank City Brothers. They were involved helping to quench the fire at the executive, at the Capitol building. So can you imagine commercial people were involved how to help us? The national government cannot even afford to bring fire trucks. So they have to come and check how much the fire is to get the water before they can come and extinguish the fire. So it's so embarrassing. We don't have those things. We want to worry about how much going into our personal pocket, our individual pockets. And now it could take a lesson or cue from what happened July 26th at the executive mansion. But there's also another. The speaker, Kofa, house was gutted also. And I think he also house was gutted somewhere when he was running to become speaker. His house got burned. He was rushed out.
He was already speaker when house got burned.
He was already speaker. Okay, right, you get it. You were already speaker. And not only that, we also have the Sir Joseph also. Sir Joseph House also. I think we got something.
Senior like Senator of Montserrat County, Sir Joseph. Could you imagine? These are all big names.
And they don't worry about health and safety concern. And what they worry about, make sure we got our money in our pocket. We don't worry about what is going on, health and safety. Now, look at the whole country. We are all embarrassed. It comes to the question of, Paul, what do we take serious? You say like our individual, interest, not the country that have. It just, I beg to differ, Paul. These guys are not serious.
No, they're not serious at all, Jamal. I think where the money should be spent, they don't spend the money there. And this is the point that everyone is talking about. So the fire incident, and I hope Yellen carried an investigation, one independent investigation. Liberians should know the root cause of this fire, because it's not something that everybody will go sleep on. You see, we know that in the next month, there should be a joint session where the president addressed the nation. all of these things coming out. It just it's something that is scary. If an individual is involved, I mean, let us know. Let that person be dealt with swiftly. That's what. So you see the importance of CCTV. I'll tell you something, Jamal. CCTV is quite important. In the West, if you went and broke up somebody's house and you walking on the street, the camera pick out your face. Do you know when that camera pick out your face, just because you have your driving license, your ID card, or your passport in the system, your face alone, they will put it on the system, and they think they will do a search, and it will match, they will pick you up completely. So, and that system is not kept on that building, it kept somewhere else. So if CCTV were at that building, the police headquarters should have access to that information.
Well, forget about CCTV. Forget about CCTV. Let's forget about that for now.
No, listen, I
want to ask you something. I want to ask something to you.
Oh, okay, go on.
CCTV will be something. I'll give you what you're saying. Let's believe that there was any security in that garden, that particular building in the first place. That's the question. You should ask this. The RG should first start investigating his officers that were assigned to keep that building under protection. That's the first question. Well, probably that's one thing. If it was arson attack, then we will know, because the fire may have come from within, but probably they don't know. It could also be it was during the course of the I don't know. Somebody could have set a device in there and set it off. You never know, Paul. So there are a lot of things to come off. Exactly. There are a lot of stuff we can look into. There are a lot of reasons or options we can make, factors we can hold on to with regard to that building being got on fire. The thing is, you will find out that the president, I mean, those are the house there. Why do you know? Because somebody could slip in there, easily go in there, set a device, and just trick it off while away. You can be 1,000 miles, can do it. Science can do it. Technology is far advanced these days. That can happen without even while they were all confused going there, like a visitor disguised himself, going to the building, set up a device, a certain part of the morning, just let it off. It could also happen. It could also be electrical issues where there's a short circuit somewhere, it just went through the building. But that would be unlikely. People think it's very unlikely. And the way the building got burned so quickly, Paul. I mean, if you look at people that are the specialists will tell you that building got burned so fast. Look what happened in a couple of hours. Look at the destruction happened. Before the fire service got there, the damage was already done. And the plan, if it was done by somebody, it was well planned. I'm telling you, Paul.
So I could come up with my own theory too. That there's two political parties that are going local here with each other. It could be one of the political party. It could be one of the political party too that done it and then set the other one out. There's the possibility out there. You can't rule that out.
I think what we will make this is a very long discussion. So probably in the future we'll bring some the wise to tell us some what do you think about this, because I think it's well coordinated. If it's done, it's an arson attack as well. It's well coordinated. If it was well guarded building, the Capitol building is well guarded by security of the government, national police, and these things come off. I mean, in less than 3 hours, our building is just down.
Yeah.
In fact, what I also read from the report that they didn't allow people to go into the building because there was cracks into the building, into the wall. It's a possibility it could fall. So it just went through the wall. And that building, it's just like Executive Mansion. I don't know at the same time, because the Executive Mansion was built 1964, and it's one of the I don't know, at the same period of time they built the same as the Capitol building. Those edifices are our symbol of heritage, Paul. And if somebody touched that, he touched our lives. This is what happened. This is what we need to talk about every day, whether you're angry or not. If it's done by somebody, man, I don't know how we're going to say this.
So Jamal, you're right. I mean, the thing is, that's what I said earlier. Say Tonma might be kicking himself because he actually built those buildings. And during the war, the Executive Mansions, especially the amount of motor they hit on that building, and it's still on time until that fire came. So those buildings are solid. But something you said we need to investigate. They need to investigate and bring independent. I think that would be the key. But now, in fire incident, this is where the fire service come in, because they are the first to give their finding before the police act on it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
You see,
I mean,
the fire service went in there from the blaze. Usually, based on the blaze, they will tell you, say it was some sort of attack or something that from it.
No.
They will be able to, because they are the mean people. Have they done their finding before the police step in?
yeah,
You see,
Paul.
there's something else I want to say. I saw the video. Usually, when a horse is burning like that, when the fire service around, they put rare and white ripping around the building. Nobody entered to tamper with anything. But I saw a lot of so-called journalists around the place.
Yeah.
It was just like, so we don't
They were
take
like,
it seriously in Liberia. You
Yeah,
see? So
yeah,
you get the
I
point I'm
understand
making?
that. Yeah. Some evidences may be tampered with, you know. I agree. They were like, why the fire was they were, if I coming right into the building, fire showing the camera that this happening, they were in the building with the fire services. I don't know how they do that. The fire service people were very concerned about extinguishing the fire, Paul. They were not concerned about samples or specimen be taken for investigation. That will be done later. The first concern is let's get this fire out. Then
No. I'm not
Mm.
saying that, Jamal. What I'm saying, usually when incident like that go on, this is where the fire service and the police work hand in hand. The police will be the one to stop. They will barricade the whole area until those guys finish their work. Even before anyone enter there, that place will be sealed for weeks that they carry on that investigation. But just in the mix of it, the guys just came out of the building, camera in their nose. It's just wrong. So even if somebody went in there with something, how do you trace that somebody went from the street? If somebody walk, if it's raining or they step on something or they came from, you'll see the traces. Somebody will say, okay, somebody have passed here. They jump over the fence. But you get people around, you're not going to come up with anything. So money independent people to investigate.
Yeah.
That's not talk. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. Liberia is not that even equipped. I don't know. We may have our guys to go abroad to study how to investigate these things, but we may not have the equipment to investigate, to come with a conclusion right now. It could take a couple of months, even weeks up to a month, probably to a year or two to get some information regarding this the fire at the Capitol building. But Paul, let me tell you something. I want to take you back to the executive mansion when Ellie left. You know, the building was abandoned for 16 years. The only person that went back, I think, was George Weah. On February 14, he was the only person that went back to that executive mansion. So when Ellie left that building, after being renovated, a lot of money was spent on it. People were thinking that they should even give the building back over to some company to run it because they were not using it anymore. But credit to George Weah, President Weah, he went into that building and he started using it as a seat of the president. But I think that building seems to be well secure, like you said. But let's look into security. What our government officials, our government agency, or our priorities, our government agencies, our government officials are not taking security, safety as a major concern? Why would not do that? Why this building, this kind of fire was just how this building got it without look, Paul, there should be a way, there should be some kind of alarm in that building that should trigger. Alarm should be in there. The device should be in there that will trigger to the fire service brigade that will know that a building on the fire, like we in Europe here, this is not, it's been around for over 20 years. Like you have a device in your house, when there's a smoke, alarmed, and now it connect with the fire service. The fire service will know exactly which building is is alarming, because they may think like nobody's at home at the time. When you are not at home at the time, they will come and break your door and go in there, force themselves in and cut that fire off. But then, how will the building, the national building, the seat of the House of the Legislature's house, the House of Legislature, Paul, that is the seat of the. There's no way you can tell me that there's nothing to tell us that these guys didn't take their life serious. They've been running for the entitlement, running for asking for entitlement. They don't even care about health and safety. They want positions. Or we are making political decisions. We are serving our people. And they fire. Look at how they got to the building, Paul. So to over 30 years. Over 30 years. These equipment, these technology have been around for over 30 years, where you can stay here when there's a smoke in your house. The fire service will be alerted and they'll be running out there to make sure that your fire is out. But why you don't do that? So they have to come. The fire service. The journalists were there before the fire service. They were there before the fire service.
But Jamal, this is the thing I'm saying. From Ashmore Street to Capitol Building, but the speed of the fire truck will take about 4 or 5 minutes. The distance is short. I'm just being honest. At the distance.
I don't want to say, just take from just UMU right up there, to Central Bank. Before you look, you're on Broad Street, you're there. Is that far?
Basically, 4 to 5 minutes, you'll be at Capitol Building. You'll be at Capitol Hill, the fire service.
I will find the report when the journalists were telling us we are here and there's no fire service there yet. Yeah. There was no fire service in there. They were waiting to see where they were coming. If the journalists were there ahead of the fire service, then we have an issue. I also think that the fire service need to be, I don't know whether they're under-equipped or it was just deliberate. Probably they want to look for water. But I think back when we were back in home, fire service, they were it will come up saying that they will come and check whether the fire was enough to bring water or not. They go look for water before they decide.
No, Jamal, I know why they used to do that. I'm old enough to know because I live in the Morufia area and I can
What was the reason?
The reason people used to call because we have telephone system back in the days. People would just call, say fire, and the fire service would come, there'll be no fire. So they decided this time when people call fire, they will send a team ahead that's where that nonsense came from. But as time moved, but there's something else, water and sewer they had these water little thing, iron pipe built everywhere that when it was all over the city. Some red little thing. They will come and unscrew it and tap
water tap. Yeah, fire service water tap. It should be between those buildings. Should be there where it should be. Not only that, but there should be, like you said earlier today, the 3 branches of government should be well equipped in terms of fire outbreak, in terms of like a violence attack. They should be well equipped in the sense that they should be protected against these things because they are lawmakers. Their 3 houses need to be protected because most of them are there to represent our people. And those buildings they are in, they are historical buildings. Look at the building of Temple of Justice. Look at the Capitol building. Look at the Executive Mansion. Those are historic buildings.
So, and Batista, you can call in and give your little input on this. The telephone number is on the screen. You can call and give your input. This is quite important, Jamal, and what you said. And the lawmakers, this is a lesson to them. Instead of going after their pocket, this is about the time that they need to invest. Look, how much for a fire truck, Jamal? Do you know?
Now, what would that be? I think it would be actually whatever the money should be afforded, it should be part of the budget, Paul. But
a second-hand fire truck or just a second-hand, decent second-hand fire truck will cost you, I'm going to display something here. If you can't see this, go on one screen, I will call the press. This is a second-hand fire truck in the UK. Yeah. The one at the top is a Volvo 284x2 Auto. It's about 8,000 pounds. That would be like probably $10,000. The one below is 3,500 pounds. Let's say that's not even zero part of the what they take in, what those guys ride. Exactly. So our senators, representatives, they will tell you say they go on agriculture bread, they take $10,000 each. 103 of them. You can get these second-hand fire trucks in the country, and you can train.
For second-hand fire truck is an understatement. We should talk about we should equip.
You see the reason why I say second-hand fire truck, Jamal, because this country is the country that based on begging. Everything they have to go beg people, but to put 30,000 in their pocket, they cannot beg anyone for that. They put it straight in the pocket. So
probably they want to do it the PPP, you know.
It's just annoying. So imagine, send They're good at begging. Take one person vehicle money for the 5,000. Divide for the 5,000, spend break the 8,000 all of that for the how many fire trucks they will get over there? One person vehicle.
Let's look at the first. Look at the fire brigade at the on Asmore Street. That place is even small for those guys.
Yeah,
they need to relocate them and equip them. You need to equip them, train them, equip them. You got a lot of people in there. That's the first and foremost. But if you look at that budget right now, Paul, you'll be sorry to read that budget. They are cutting off other key areas, stuffing that money into the house of the office of the vice president, other key members, and forget about key areas. Health area is not being considered. You also I think yesterday, the health workers were on strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also understand that 15 vehicles were given from the Swedish government, also from the Swedish agency, from the Swedish government to Liberia to help the maternal health care system. Those and Ministry of Health. Well, I think also there was also a report that some of the budget was fingered because some money was taken from the health area or education area and placed it somewhere else. So why we need to have sympathy for, but let's look down. Let's see, I hope we had a chance to review that budget when it's being given to put the public domain. You will tell me the fire service fall under the Minister of Justice, I believe.
Yes.
Right. And you will see how much been allocated for the fire service. It will be like nothing. It will be like nothing. And this is why these guys are struggling. Probably they don't even get paid. They don't even get paid. So you're talking about, let's look at the conditions as well. The fire service being from the past government, not even the present government, they have not been looking at the fire service as a department to consider. So what they will do, they'll go ahead and say, look, you know what? The vice president office needs some money. How much he did his per down to travel? He will just create a fake trip to go somewhere and get money for no reason. Look at what the President Joshua did when he went to Qatar for how many days? This guy was taking over 2,500 a day for his pocket money.
Yeah.
2,500. You can get how many? Each county will be equipped with a good fire service.
Yeah.
Police stations. So if you see that these police officers will be erecting checkpoints around the country because they're not being equipped, they're not being paid. Police stations around the country, Paul. The police, go to every county. The police office, the police department is empty. These guys are out there hustling.
Yeah.
They are hustling. So police department is not looked into. The Minister of Justice, they will go around, create these fake midnight. They'll on the main street, they'll put all these gates. Do checkpoints around to make sure that they got some money to feed their family. They're telling you they're corrupt. Then the people in their house, they're crying for their pardon, the entitlement. Our entitlement. You don't get a car, we'll walk from our very homes to a place. You never think about people that the civil servants, schools, hospitals. So all these things we're talking about is like, we also look at the area where the government is not paying attention to. I'll be very glad if I can look at the budget of the fire service department. And each county should have a well-equipped fire service, as well as health centers, police stations. Those are public services we need to have, Paul.
Jamal, but then will lesson be learned from this incident that happened today? Would it, because the budget having passed, would it now look at all of these sectors that is quite important, the health?
It'll be sad enough. Paul, you will have been sad enough. I'm not reaching that. If those guys were in our building, the building got on fire, and they'll be risking for their life, so they will know that they will take it serious. They were sleeping. You know what they're going to do? They'll be taking the section down to the Wild Johnson hotel, where you pay like up to 10,000 a day to use the facility.
That's what I was going to. No, they already been to how they call it LRJ, wherever it's called, Bob Johnson.
The Leeds Johnson hotel.
So now the way the Capitol building is already like that now, what is it where they're going to spend heavy money to go? Because Hotel Africa is no longer there, that where they used to go. So that, or what they'll go to Farmington Hotel now, that will be having session. to
No,
waste
Farmington
people
Hotel will be fine. So they will do it right in Monrovia because so that RLJ, whatever you call it, hotel will be the seat of the house right now for the next 1 year because it will take years to renovate our building, to put it back. So we should be having a temporary place where they should put it up, where they have sections. There where the money going to be spent. And those guys are not going to cheat. The food, they're going to be eating from there. At the same time, they'll be using to sleep there. Not only that, you have sections, and that's a very, very lucrative hotel. It's not less than 5,000 per night. So that's a five-star hotel. So you should have helped equip the fire service, protect your building with all the security apparatus to make sure that you not have the fire coming up. This is not happening in modern age anymore. Well, whole building, if it's not attacked by it's not jihadist attack or whatever, or deliberate or how do you call it, terrorist attack, you don't have this thing happening anymore in this part of the world. In less than 3 hours, the whole building is just gone.
Yeah. So Jamal, this is where you right. Fire service will not get nothing because they have to look after the legislature. Health sector will not get nothing in the budget because the legislature don't have a building.
They're not telling you, we have to do Liberia Port job. You have to do Liberia Port job. We have to do Liberia Port job. You do Liberia Port job, you not tell them what they have. You do tell us how many hospitals we need. JFK is empty with no medication.
Yeah. So
the 40 Meritor Hospital Joshua built, it's another symbol again. Nothing's happening there. Go to Redemption Hospital in Newtown. That's the reason you will find our clinics and private clinics are just going up everywhere, because the government facilities are not meeting up to standard. They're not making up to standard. So what happened? Government private institutions will come out to replace those things for. It's sad. We want this called Labrimpo issue. Yeah, you're right. You want this called Labrimpo issue. Read
that, Jamal.
Okay, this for one about this Betaki Izinata. He said the traditional. This is one of somebody would just drop in. He said the traditional firearms system set up with our as a LOT device, heat detectors, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detection. The multi-sensor detectors. See, so it can also a manual call point. So those things been around for 30 years. Thank you, but thank you for this. Yeah, it's been about 30 years. They're not worried about that, but that's what we are saying. This is the thing we're talking about. But those guys will talk about we beating our chest. They're corrupt. This one, they'll be shouting other thing. So I don't know. Paul, I don't know, mate. This is sad.
It's a sad day for our country, to be honest with you, Jamal. I'll be honest, it's a sad day. What happened? I hope the government carry on. They should bring independent investigators to be able to get the truth behind it, because they already started pointing finger, in my opinion, and that is wrong. The investigation have not concluded yet. So if you start pointing finger, that means the country go nowhere, because it seems to mean that, this party against that party is not what we want. We want a good independent investigator to come and say, look, this will lead to this. And for Christ's sake, the money these guys are making is too much. It's about time now. I think we'll have a caller on the phone here. Bear with me, Jamal.
Okay.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hold on. You want to make an input? Hold on. Jamal?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, we have a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Thomas, commonly known as Bataki.
Okay, Bataki, welcome. What's your input?
So yeah, I just wanted to give a little input on the fire alarm system. And like I said in the chart, these are the traditional systems should be actually implemented in such an old building, in terms of no internet facility or any kind of data line structure. But the reason for what I think that things will be very complicated in Liberia is that our data structure are not decentralized. Mm-hmm. Now, if you implement a fire alarm services in such a building, first of all, you have to look at the basic achievement. Do you want the systems to be able to call out when there is a heat detection or whatever, detect, let's say, alarm gets into the system? Do you want certain number to call out? And who is going to be to the central point, for example, like the police department? So everything needs to be decentralized in Liberia, but we're not there yet. So this is what I think, that such a basic system, like this system has been around, like Jermaine said, there's been around almost about 40 years, 30 years around. And these are basic things where when you have like fire pop up in a building, first you have the alarm, and then you have the water will flush up all the buildings, and then you have all of the alarm goes on, and then people goes to the alarm, the C panel, and then do a manual call to certain services. So that I don't think we are ready yet. Like you just made you gave a few points out that shocked me. A fire department truck can cost almost about $4,000, and these lawmakers are making up to $15,000 a month. Mm-hmm. You understand? So these people don't really care about their safety, even their own safety in that building. They don't care about it. They don't even care about the Liberian people. How would these people make up better decisions that will impact the life of the Liberian people? If the building that they are in, making laws and making decisions, if that building is not equipped with such a basic things that could save their own life, but they're making laws for the country, how accurate is these decisions, or how important are these decisions when it comes to these people? That's what I wanted to say. And I just want to, before I end, I want to give a few recommendations on how to improve our show, because this is becoming getting more used to me. I can't wait mostly on Tuesday, Wednesday to get on the show. When we start the show like that, we have a lot of headlines, and it would be nice if we can have these headlines project on the screen. You know, we go by topic per topic. When we reach a certain topic on Liberia, we can project it on the screen so people can follow up what we're talking about. Okay. I think it would give us more, more accurate listening of where we are and how we want to, how the other story would be. And secondly, I see Jamal talking about football first. You understand? Before the greasy stuff, that's a good strategy. Yeah, that was a very good strategy, because when you give the good things, people hear it and people will leave the show directly. But if you keep the best you keep the last for the best, people will stay. So I really like, because when I said I can't wait football last, but then he said no, we'll go to the. So I said okay, I'll wait. So you keep me on, and I will keep following. Thank you so much.
Don't wait. I got a question for you, Mr. Thomas. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your comment. We thank your input. We take that in seriously. Thank you very much. Thomas is calling from Belgium, actually, if you just join in right now. Thomas, the question we want to have here, you talk about Liberia, you just spoke about you being an expert, you're an IT engineer, and you know about how it can help. For instance, with the level of situation, I mean, with the infrastructure you have in Liberia, what will be your recommendation to at least put health and safety in place for places like that connect with the police, that connect with because here, if there's a fire outbreak somewhere, the police and the fire service always be the first to be there. But this time, with the journalists, Liberian journalists were there first. So, what would be your recommendation? What kind of system can we do? But look, the LTA, that's the Liberian Telecommunication Authority, just told a couple of weeks back, 2 weeks ago, that they will be bringing 5G connection to Liberia. So what can we have a system that will alert our fire service and the police about major facilities or edifices in our country? Well, what recommendation can you give to the government if they're listening right now?
Yeah, Jamal, thank you for that question. When it comes to location-based services structure that you can come in, when it comes to IoT configuration, enterprise configuration that you can come in, if you talk about framework development on different type of APIs and connecting different ERP systems and how data should flow and that should come in. Now, the reason I said this is because all of these things I mentioned, these are old and very expensive, but we can go on the internet. Now, today we have the new era. Everybody have their phones. In Liberia, people can go without a day without a phone. So my recommendation for the Liberian people is for us to create a system which will serve as a 911 system, but application-based services. Application-based services that will link accurate data that will improve our ability in making better decisions. Now, these IoT systems that I just mentioned, they are old and latif. They cannot be connected on the internet, or they cannot be debugged into a data system. So we can employ small little devices in different part of these buildings with small little accuracies when it comes to IoT connectivities. That whenever or heat pops up in a building, that they could be able to alarm directly to the police or to the fire department services and to this hospital. These are 3 in 1. It depends the emergency. So such an emergency, 3 a department will be alert at the same time, which is the police, the fire department service, and the medical who was injured. You'll see those 3 people on the scene as fast as possible. Now, the reason for that is that data travel faster than people communicating online. If I would have taken the phone and call people from the fire department services and say, hey, there's a fire, the news will be given, but it will be narrated differently. Those news will pass on different. But if you use data or accurate data, this data will come directly to the general endpoint with the accurate data that the police need or the hospital needs or the fire department services need to carry on their tasks. So this is an old system. Many countries have these systems. In European countries, they have these systems. So at least we should try to use some of those $15,000 per month, maybe 3 to 4% salary, and try to implement such a system for the police. Not only for the police, but or 911 systems that can serve for the 3 entities, which is the medic center and the police department services. Now let's go back to before this incident. In Liberia, there were a lot of fires going on around people's houses, in the neighbors as well. And before the fire department service reached, the people's houses are already burned out. You understand? And sometimes they will not have the route to find the place. So some people call and say, hey, they're building. So the police or the fire department has to look at where the fire is pumping up the smoke and then drive in. And even sometimes to get into those small neighbors is very difficult. Mm-hmm. But at least if we have everybody, this system I'm talking about is also accessible to citizens. Citizens can have the application. When they can download the application, whenever there is fire or any kind of incident, not only fire, but somebody laying down on the street that is not feeling well, or somebody is walking, there's a person need medic. The people can, citizens can use their phone, take picture, write about the person, give the person information, their ID number, and then punch it into the system, goes directly to the hospital. Immediately, the ambulance will be able to receive these data and rush to that particular patient. The same is the same applicable to police. Imagine someone going to the market and steal. Somebody can take that person picture, although the person will not have the data. The person can take the person picture and then give it to the application, and the application will send it to the police. Now, all of these things I'm telling you. You will say, okay, how is it accurate? Now, this is where the LBS come into place. When people don't know about LBS, it's called the location-based services. We use the data, the GPS data to track the time and the location that incident was taken. And all of the caption, if somebody make a report to any police department or any hospitals, that caption, it does not only go with the text, it doesn't only go with the message, but it goes with the data, the location that particular person was on. Like, for example, Kere Street, that particular point, it will be taken into consideration. So this is why I really want the Liberian people to get into this, Jamel. Before I stop, I have a project that I'm doing, Jamel. I've been telling you about this project, but I never tell you about it. But now it's at the hands that I can tell you now. The same system is implemented in Liberia, but this one, it goes on a garbage level. But whenever I talk about this system, it's all based on LBS. So I have these garbages, the IoT device planted into this garbages container all over the cities, all right, with our sensors, with our lock sensors. And whenever this garbage is full, it gave a data back to the panel, and then it gave a direct route where the operator can pick up these garbage systems. So all of these things are very simple. We have the feasibility, we know the know-hows, we have the engineers in Europe, but the only thing that lacking our people is the implementation. And whenever you come with these implementations plans to whatever government entities, they always downplay these things because it is vital to their corruptions, because they don't want these advanced system to be implemented in such a country when there are a lot of corruption going around. Yeah. So, it is what it is. We will, we cannot give up on our country. We'll always give the best solutions that is, needed for safety.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the input. That was Thomas, our own man, Bakaki Ezenata. Thank you very much for joining us. He was giving us a lot of technical information there. If you were just following him, you were telling us there's some possibility how we can break in a very simple way, how we can bring these fire detectors into our facilities, into our government buildings, and also, more especially, one thing he mentioned, Paul, I want to bring to our attention, which we did not speak about, is about even if these didn't be connected, we did not see the first aid team at the executive building. No, we didn't see that.
Yes, exactly. They were not there.
All right. Thomas just spoke about that. Yeah, but like the ambulance was not. No ambulance was there. So the thing was, we could see the fire service. You see the police. There was no police, only fire service. Police came in later to just stop people from entering. But police should also be there to help to secure the site, the scene site, for the not to tamper with evidence. We expect the ambulance to come as well in case of any, but they didn't know what will happen. Some of them have been there, like security will be injured. So those three people, we didn't see anyone on the showing. When they put the fire service, and our journalists, Liberian journalists, were running into those buildings to give all what is going on. In fact, there's a possibility that they may tamper with some evidence as well. But this is there was a very brilliant suggestion, Thomas. We'll take into account and we'll find a time to call you so we can discuss this in detail. But however, thank you very much for your input. We just here, if you're just tuning in and joining us, this is the Bottom Liberia. We are giving you our look at what's happening in Liberia right now. The capital building ablaze, fire wreaks havoc among House leadership crisis continue. Where it's been going for weeks now. Where they want the speaker to, I think they got him out already. Then there was a protest yesterday. It was a bloody, they call it a newspaper kind of screen with hair like a bloody Tuesday. Then it became another fire. I don't know how you want to describe. I want to see how the headline will look like tomorrow, Paul. But whatever the case may be, so far we didn't hear about any casualties so far. Did you have anything casualties so far, Paul, from the fire?
No, I didn't. So that's the good news. The only thing is the fire service, the guys were exhausted from their hard work they put into it. There was no casualty. So, thank God to that. But we just pray that we get to the bottom of the thing. And I'm a bit concerned. Liberia is going to lose out again because where which organization or which hotel going to host the legislatures. That is plenty of money. That's my concern. So what we just spoke about, the services that the fire service need, the hospital, the police, I'm afraid they're not going to get it. The executive mansion took almost 12 years for completion.
Paul, yes. Do you know who is the head of security? The House of Rep.
The House of Rep, the security guy is Musa Birite.
Right. I think Musa should be listening right now to see how they can beef up the budget of the Justice Ministry, where they can equip the fire service department, and every county should be able to be equipped with fire service, because we've been victim of the fire service. Look, Paul, forget about the big guys. Let's look at common Liberians that are also being victims of the fire service, of the fire outbreaks. They have no help.
Yeah, but Jamal, my point I'm making, Liberians going to lose out because the person who's going to host them, that's where all the money going to go.
Yeah, but Paul, they've been crying about their entitlement. That's been their concern.
So now that entitlement going to increase more. So our people going to suffer more. I mean, that's my concern. You see?
I think one person, if you really look, Liberia is a country that's struggling to get on her feet. If you have gone out there to talk to European countries, even Asian countries, to speak to them, I know they want to turn everything to PPP. I don't know what the heck is going on with the PPP thing. Their health and safety is a key concern, where they could speak to some of the foreign government to make sure that they come to the help, to train our fire service, to train our police that deal with fire outbreak, to train our hospital staff that will come to the aid when there's a fire outbreak, because the three group of people need to be at every fire outbreak, Paul. So what they're concerned about, go and extinguish the fire and get out. And there's a chance, and also make sure that they will not tamper with evidence. They will just rush in there and say, if you are not trained how to cut off fire or to extinguish fire or quench fire, you will definitely tamper with evidence. Because once you're not trained, you don't know what you're doing. When investigation goes on, you will find out that there was some tampering with the evidence without they knowing they were tampering with evidence. So you said today there was a journalist rushed into that building. They were concerned about sending news, but they're even concerned about safety as well. There could be an explosion. They were not even protected. Did you see that? They were not even protected. They rushed after the fire service people to go and bring the news. Oh yeah, we're on the spot bringing the news. What happened the last time? What did that happen? There was some fire somewhere where people rushed. I think what happened to people went to collect when there was a truck that fell, right? Yeah. People went to collect kerosene or whatever was in that truck. So not knowing that thing will have exploded, and exactly people instead of keeping the people away, everybody rushing to get, it was a gold dust, rushing to get some to go get kerosene from the truck. They fell in the truck. Eventually, it just exploded. We got a lot of casualties. So those things need to be, those education need to be around how to save people from rushing to these things for getting goodies from the fire trucks. But that, look, man, I mean, we have a lot of work to do, Paul. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I think Thomas said it. The caller said it. Look, people with brilliant ideas, the greedy hunters does not give them the chance.
Yeah, it's a sad story. But anyway,
this is a sad thing of it. Yeah. If
you're just tuning in, we want to say thank you very much for joining us. We're giving you our look at things from Liberia. We were looking at we know today was a sad story. The government called it a national emergency. Today, the seat of our House of Representatives, Senate got to a fire, and investigation continue. So we believe, we on the platform believe the government will put in more effort bringing independent, neutral bodies to make sure that they are, especially that will come investigate it and make sure what we know the cause of the fire. So that will be our appeal. I know we'll follow up this thing and make sure that we bring you details. Up to the present, we have not received any information about if the IG, which is the Inspector General of the Police, has made any press release or statement about what's happening. Neither from the Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs, Tourism, which make at the Information Ministry, has not come up. We have not heard anything. If it has happened, we have not got any free information yet regarding what people are sitting. We in the diaspora want to know what's really happening back home. We want, if you got anything tomorrow, we'll be up here to brief you. We'll give you the information. We will come on tomorrow as anything new to the story, any new angle to the story. We'll bring you to let you know. We stay following our contact back on the ground, Paul, right? Paul, to make sure that we got some details of what is happening to let our people out here to know what the story look like, because we are all worried. We don't know what's going on. We don't want it to explode. Look, this country is setting up. I know we have issues. We don't want to take to a level of being, where we scare off potential investor, Paul. People we know is difficult. The country is struggling to get on her feet. The government is just in 1 year, and as far as we want to make sure the government will do the right thing, we want the investors to come into. We don't want the government to be the major employer for Liberians. So this is why we sit here every Tuesday and Friday and make sure Liberians out here that are capable, are competent to go home and contribute. And it's our concern, right, Paul? Is that true? Paul.
Yeah. So, before we leave, Jabal, you can hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Paul.
Yeah, before we leave, I just literally saw something on front page Africa Now. That's why I said this thing should not be between two parties. They say CDC call for investigation into the Capitol building fire and corridor, right? So they are saying that there is a political motivated arrest order for you see, this is what I was saying earlier. It becoming this party for that party. So you write about the independent investigation. So the two parties now, it shouldn't be a party thing. This is our house, all Liberian house. So let us get this thing right. The government bring independent in, because if it go one side, this is what it's going to be like.
Yeah, right. Because we also understand earlier on today, we ran a video that armed police were surrounding the house of the man sitting on. If you just join us, this is on the screen right now. There's Francis Afoko. He's the representative for District 9 in Montserrat County. His house was surrounded early today, to make sure that he's being brought into the police for more investigation or questioning. According to the story, what we heard that in July this year, he spoke of some failure of the House of Representatives. They're not doing a job. If they don't do their job, they'll burn this place down. So because of that statement, the police is calling him in to help them with the investigation. That is our information so far. So this is what this guy is a very strong CDCian. So this is the reason CDC is coming up quickly to say that this should not be a political motivated. They are running after him because he made a statement. So CDC is quick to come and clarify or make sure that their party member who is in the house is not being haunted, or is not being haunted for the statement he made. But I think it seems to that statement will making a key principle to call by the police for more information. I don't think he's going to be arrested. Or what are you going to do? The police will call him to help with the investigation. That's what they will do.
So I want to ask a question before we close up. During the election, President Barker, he was then the former vice president. He made a statement. If I'm not elected, there will be no more Liberia. When he called in for questioning because that was a threat to the nation.
Yeah, probably that's another thing. But Paul, if anything will happen after his statement, he will be the potential person to be called in for questioning. But now, what happened? This is the issue, and the police are all right. I'm not an expert in police science, but what we know what we all know is that if you made these statements, these utterances you got to be careful. That's why people say when you're in a public figure, you're in a public position, your utterances should be very careful what you utter, because it can have a bad repercussion on you. And this young man's video has been circulating everywhere. And they say that he could have some information. The police will invite him in. If he's not being invited by the police, they'll say police need to call this guy in for information. We want to
agree. Because sometimes
go on.
Sometimes look, it's all over. If you threaten to kill somebody and you post it, the police will call you in to clarify what you said.
Yeah, so they will have to ask him. So he need to be called in and ask the questions. You have to have the police. So what the president said.
the police in Liberia, it might not be one-sided because there were threats made on the country. And the reason why I'm bringing that one out, they let it slide. So people in Liberia can make threats and then they get away with it. But because this incident happened,
the president has the interpretation of that statement he made. He was called a couple of times. What do you mean? It was interpreted, but the way he interpreted was different. So what will have happened? Thank God nothing happened to the country. If something had happened, we've been a potential principal, a key person to be called in for investigation or to help the police for more information. So the honorable man here, Frank Safopo or Fupo, or whatever, sorry if I mispronounce your name, is being look as one of the key person to help the police with investigation. So definitely he has to be called in, Paul. Definitely has to go in.
I agree. I said that's what I'm saying. If he threatens somebody, for example, you say, okay, this person, he wrote it, the police will call him in. And this incident happened. Somebody said, "Oh, are we the car in the car? The car should have accident, you must die." Because you said it, you're not thinking the person car went have accident. Then you say, "Oh, that's where you say it's your fault. You did something to the car." So you're right. People say,
it's not very good. That's why when you people be very careful what they say. Very, very careful. And those are things. And the good thing about these days. This is social media. If you say something, the people keep it. They've been around since July. The young man made a statement, and people saying, "Well, he knows what's going on." And also, if you look for what happened yesterday, look at what's happening. Most of those people that were in that demonstration, 60 to 70% are seditionists.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what you hear. What I said. 60
to 70% are seditionists, and this is what happened. There are seditious support. Even not sedition, there are sympathizers to CDC. So definitely the government is looking at it. Look, well, CDC should be behind this. That's what they're looking at. And the CDC was quick to make a statement like this should not be a political motivated arrest going after sedition. And there's people have been arrested already, being in jail. The first and then the AD camp to the president is apprehended actually in jail right now. So the other people that I picked up, I also saw in that there are being questions. I know is that they will live in Europe. They are very strong sedition. So those things to bring government will be looking at those pictures. Paul, something happened during the 1980, the coup attempt, where they said that Samuel Doe was arrested by one, what's the guy name? The guy said he arrested Doe. I don't know what the real story was. There was a video, when there was a video that was the failed coup attempt in 1985.
85, the Thomas Grompa thing.
They used the video, Paul. The government used the video to pick on people that were in that video arresting and holding people. There was a guy that came to Holland. Probably he died in Holland. I think you know his name. Something, forgot his name. One of the he has a name. Something Thompson. Was he him? He came in Holland. He escaped to Holland. He was the guy that was calling people at the ELBC area, calling them into the building. Government officials. There's a name. Something. You know this guy. He came, something Massacre. Massacre or something Massacre. What was the name again? He came to Massacre. He passed away in Holland. Something Massacre. I think the more is
I remember.
Massacre or Makana Massacre. I can't know, but he was a Massacre. I don't know the person. I can't remember the first name. This guy was, when the coup failed, they used the video. The government used the video to handpick every person they could recognize in that coup attempt. And most of them did not survive it. This guy fled the country. He ended up in Holland. So he died in Holland. May his soul rest in peace. So in these situations, like the video that happened yesterday, if you see that demonstration, most of them were sympathizers or sedition. So government is seeing it as a potential problem shooter. So what may happen, government looking at the potential troubleshooter behind the burning of that building. I'm telling you, that's how it is. So that's the first thing.
That's what I'm saying. Say, you remember what I said earlier, say the way the president spoke. And the investigation have not finished yet. That's why I say, look, being experienced, this is where politicians, leaders will say, investigation is on. If anyone is found guilty or anyone is implicated, this is what we'll do. But you already ring the alarm that hooligans that have come here to do this place now for hooligans, then it becomes very political. You're looking at one direction, and this is the point I was making earlier. You see, so
that's correct.
Terrorists will put bomb aside. The prime minister here will say, if this person who did this when are caught, because we know there's some attempt, but they'll know that it was something that happened. And so after the police investigation, will take a decisive action on this person, or if anyone is implicated. But it's fire, it can be anything that causes it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The president, he spoke harshly, but then see nothing happened. 2 people died in Liberia. Georgia did the same thing, nothing came from out of it. So the people were making love in the car. There were 2 auditors, so the investigation didn't go on. He came up with that, and people just concluded. So I'm just thinking, say this one, and you read Jamal, I'll stand with you. It must be an independent investigators that is sent to that country. They can speak to their partners, their fellow America to send people, or they can go to South Africa, even Ghana, that next door, Guinea. Get independent people to come and say, look, let's see what's went wrong here. Instead, if it start going between the 2 parties, then we may be heading for something that we Liberians does not anticipate to happen, because this is get the facts right. If this guy he behind it, nail him. That's my point. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have gone 2 hours here. I want to say a big thank you to those who want to like this program. First, I want to say a big thank you for liking this program. First, David Foucault, Joseph Kier, Benedict Topa, Bataki is in it. Thanks for your input. And not forgetting Air Force Seedorf Dennis. You like the show, you subscribe. Anytime we come on, you'll be alerted. Thank you very much. Also want you to always share the show and like the show. Press the ring bell. Anytime we come on, you'll be alerted. And make sure we share the show. We Talking Liberia here is our place. And all those, not forgetting our good old friend who always be our queen of the night. That's Shadela Brown. Shoulder play, always there, keeping out. She asked a question to the Paul. That's the question I want to ask. She said, what did she say? Something about the Christmas tree. Oh, that's something. She said something about the Christmas tree. I don't know what she said. She said, Paul, there was a comment from let me see what she said about the Christmas tree.
No, the lighting of Christmas tree goes on ahead. This evening.
But the question will that's a very good question. Yeah. Is it so the lighting of the Christmas tree goes ahead? That's it.
Oh, in Liberia, maybe they should have the Christmas
tree. They should I think the eve of the Christmas, you should I don't know what day they say they always light the Christmas tree in Liberia, but the question is we don't know. If we know, but anytime soon we'll let you know. And we want to say a big thank you to all the questions came from somebody asked, Bataki asked a question. That Fonati there was a Fonati in the back. You know, the video were running. Yes, Fonati was there. He was there on the left hand side of the president. And we also have this guy Kuhn also was on the right hand side of the president. So every House of Representatives was present to make sure they show their concern. So he was present. Yeah. Let me see who else was present. We also have.
Yeah, that's Fonati, right? That's Fonati there with he's on the left of his president.
Is that with the baseball cap? If from your from your left, it's Fonati from your left there on your left with the baseball cap. So he was there together. You can see him right behind the Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn.
And so on the right hand side here, this guy in the t-shirt is the other speaker, because only Liberia have 2 speakers.
No, yeah. 2 speakers, 1 deputy, 1 house.
Oh,
I want to say a big thank you to whoever you joined us from. If you also watch the video after being recorded, once you always like the show, subscribe, and we will be there for you. We will also be bringing you all information regarding this the fire at the executive at the Capitol building. There's no press release here concerning from the Ministry of Information as well from the Office of the Inspector General. So I think they are treading very carefully before they release any information. I believe that tomorrow we'll have some information and we'll let you know. But tomorrow we'll come on and let you know what we have on the what new to the story. We'll be keeping you informed of what is going on in Liberia right now, because it's a concern. That's the one of the historical buildings in Liberia got to a fire. It's a shame that we At this time, we should be able to settle our difference. If people are responsible for it should be a big shame. I think that I believe that it should be. We don't want to come to conclusion right now, Paul. We want to jump to conclusion. Well, wait for the investigation. What we're calling for on this platform is we want independent bodies to investigate, like what happened in the case of the executive mansion. The executive mansion brought in 3 different bodies from, I think they were from Sierra Leone and also from South Africa. I think from also somewhere else. They were involved into the fire outbreak at the executive mansion some years back when Ellen came to power after the renovation. So we want this to happen as well. So we want independent body to investigate this. So we should not be going around and sending accusation or, kind of accusing people. And we don't want this to happen. No witch hunting here, Paul.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we all agree that there should be an independent investigation, because what has happened, Liberians going to bear the pain. They're going to pay heavy money to rebuild that building. Because when fire like that happen, the bricks in those buildings become weak. Maybe they will demolish that building to build a new one. So this is something that we're looking at. Fire is fire. It weakened the how they call it, the concrete. So yes, they will want independent investigation on this. It shouldn't be 2 parties going on lockerhead. I think it should be. So Jamal, we've been here for a while now, 2 hours on the dot. So let's close up, my brother. We'll be back.
Thank you very much. I want to recap. Thank you very much. I want to recap, Paul, before we take you home, before I give you the chance to give your final takeaway comment. Well, just a recap on what happened. We're telling you, we brought a different segment to the story. We brought you Africans that are making higher pays, the highest pay African. We told you he's Algerian, French-born Algerian who is playing in Saudi Arabia, and this guy is taking £865,000 a week home. And he's being followed by Saudi money also, we take about 650,000, and to be followed by another Kalidou Koulibaly, another Senegalese captain. These take about 500,000+ every week pound home. So a little bit of information on what's happening in Africans, what are doing abroad in terms of football. Probably next week or next time we'll be telling you about other areas in business. We'll also tell you about healthcare. Anything you want to know, let us know. So we'll bring you those information. Just to give you some information, not all about politics. We want to tell you what people are doing in the diaspora as well. The good thing we know, and we also tell human interest story. Once again, thank you for being with us. You've been with us this afternoon. We've been here for 2 hours. We appreciate, we are grateful for you being with us. We want you to share the show. Paul, give your final comment and take her home. Don't forget to join us on Tuesday. Tomorrow we may be here to give you any new development to the story in Liberia. Don't forget. Share the show. Always like, subscribe. We will be there to give you any information. We will tell you what's happening exactly. So we're not going to give you any sugar-coated story here. We'll give you what happened. So, Paul.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to our viewers for being with us. For those that following us for the first time, I want to say thank you. Always join the show. We'll come on every Tuesday and Friday. And to my own country, Liberia, to our president and the investigation team, the police, they should bring in independent investigator on the fire. It shouldn't be like, here they say. We want proper investigation. What went wrong? We don't want them doing finger pointing and then end up between 2 parties. So we pray that they get it under control, and we hope that they found some venue that they will send these lawmakers to carry out their work by not paying money. Maybe they might use the ministerial complex that Ellen Bay. There's a hall in there while that building is going under construction or renovation. So they should not take them to LRJ or any hotel to spend the taxpayer money on them. They have had enough of our money. This ever time that the government can even build a gazebo on that ground that they can even go and work, because they have enough of our money. And then if they want to use the loo, they can use the loo in one section of the building that have not destroyed. So this will be my input. And to our viewers, we'll have a guest here on Friday. So watch out. Tomorrow we'll put the details up. So it was a good show. And also we didn't talk much about the fire in Grand Bassa County.
Yeah. We'll get the details, Paul. We'll get the details as we come.
so-
Tomorrow we'll be giving you some update of what's happening in Liberia right now. And I want to take you home tonight with our sister Calvin Adams to say Liberia is on the rise. Whatever the situation in Liberia is still on the rise. Don't be disappointed. We are resilient people. We will make it. So we'll take you home with our sister Calvin Adams.
To his command. It is then that we shall rise, we shall pursue, we shall overtake, and we shall conquer all of our adversaries, and we shall shout at last, the Lone Star forever, the Lone Star forever. Oh, long may it flow o'er land and o'er sea. This journey, Lord, never uphold it forever. And shout for the Lone Star battle. Oh, hell, him, mama.
This is Bottom Line Liberia.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia.